Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and all participants who join in this Zoom meeting. First of all, I would like to say thank you to all professors and participants who join in this meeting in the morning. Well, I'm going to present my presentation about my research on heavy metal contamination of river sediment at artisanal and small-scale gold mining area in Gorontalo province, Indonesia. Now, you can see there are 7 points that I want to explain, and then let's get started. As we know, artisanal and small-scale gold mining is a method used to separate gold from soil and sediments without using advanced technology. According to the Minamata Convention, ASGM is defined as gold mining conducted by individual miners or small enterprise with limited capital investment and production. Now it is the process of gold extraction. As you know, SGM sites in Gorontalo area, province Indonesia, there are 2 processes in all: the extraction of gold from amalgamation and hydrometallurgy. And then from this site, the gold can be released in alkaline and adjust to pH condition. It is the importance of river. As we know, this river can use the agricultural activities, domestic use, animal, plant, and aquatic habitat. And then based on the previous study, the pollution of heavy metal has been a tremendous and crucial issue around the world, resulting from artisanal and small-scale gold mining, and found in the watershed and sediments. Based on the previous studies, the number of sampling locations was focused on either 1 or 2 sites, while in this study focused on the mine river sampling sites in the Gorontalo province, Indonesia. Why river sediments in Gorontalo, Indonesia? Many countries have published nationwide maps and high-density geochemical maps in urban area, mainly for assessing the environment. Geochemical map is initially prepared for a mineral exploration in a small area, and it is difficult to detect extreme geochemical anomalies related to mineral deposits in Gorontalo. And then the study aims is to clarify the heavy metal pollution of sediments in the river basin where the SGM site is located of Gorontalo province, Indonesia. It is the map of the location of the research area, such as we see in this picture. There are 4 in SGM site, such as Sumalata mining, Bumela mining, Suwawa mining, and Donggilata mining. And 1 in the control area is the Aidu River. And then the methodology of the research is using the observation, sediment sampling, sample preparation, analysis, and determine and clarify the results in the PIXI method. And then this table is showing river sediments quality standard. It is if the number quality are the threshold limits, it means it's already polluted. And let's move to the next slide. As you can see, in this slide, on the other hand, this map also presents the data of heavy metals content in the sediment sample from river water in Bulado, nearby the tiling ponds of mill and amalgamation processing units that close to Bulado River. The number of samples taken was 8, which consists of clay and sand. 6 sediment samples were collected along the Bulado River from upstream to downstream, while the other 2 samples were taken in SGM site in Sumalata mining. The content of some heavy metals in the river sediment samples was relatively very high, above the detection or the threshold limits. Already in the before slide, the regulation already threshold limit in the Bulado River, the Department on Indonesian Government Regulation number 38 2011. And then in the next slide, we can see the heavy metal concentration in Totopo River was also same in the before slide in Bulado River, also from SJM Bumela, located in Gorontalo Regency, and also using the examined and analyzed by particle-induced X-ray emission. And the sediment samples taken were based on either the distance or the closure from SGM. In addition, there were 3 samples taken in the same spot and in the same location to compare the element concentration of clay and sand. But two samples are already threshold limits. And then also same in the Mopuyada River. Mopuyada River, this figure shows the distribution of sediment samples in Mopuyada River. And then the technique applied in collecting the samples was the same as the previous area. And then the number of samples taken along Mopuyada River from upstream to downstream was 7 and 6 samples were Mopuyada River, while there were 2 kinds of samples taken from one place in the same location. And then also same in the Bula River and Bono River. This figure shows the distribution of sediment samples, and then there are various SGM sites in the East Tulabolo. 8 samples in clay and sand consists of 6 samples were from Bone River and Bula River, while the other 2 samples were taken from the land of SGM site in order to compare clay and sand concentration. And then this slide is the control area. Control area is mean the no SGM site in this area to compare where is the SGM site and the control area. But in the control area also already polluted from mining, because already old mining in the control area. There are previous already 13 years ago. And then let's move to the discussion. For discussion, we can see the correlation between Pb with arsenic, Pb with mercury, and mercury with arsenic. Especially for mercury with arsenic is the strong correlation. And then the distribution of heavy metals and the impacts of the environment. As we know, the mercury, Pb, arsenic that can contribute to the environmental pollution, both in air, water, sediments, and soils. And then Pb and arsenic can only be pulling into other heavy metals exist in water, sediments, and soil. And then in discussion, we also explain about the geochemical index in heavy metal concentrations, as we can see the formula in the slide. And then plots of geochemical index and contaminants levels in mercury, Pb, zinc, and arsenic commonly already extremely polluted. Only a little, only part area unpolluted, but another area extremely polluted, as we can see in this picture. And then the conclusion of my research is the first, river sediments taken from along the river's mining sites are contaminated by mercury, Pb, arsenic, and zinc. Especially for arsenic, concentrations in Gorontalo River sediments are highest in those of the world. Second, the concentrations of heavy metal in the clay of sediment samples higher than those of sand. And then the values of heavy metal analyzed by using geoaccumulation index indicator are relatively high severe pollution by arsenic, zinc, Pb, and Gorontalo province, Indonesia. Thank you.